Hello and welcome to the main event, featuring the Ringmaster, Stakesy, and the Penny Pincher. Enjoy.
Now, hang on, ring the bell, Jim. There he is, weighing in at, oh my, who cares, £2,000 with the support of a crane. The one, the only, the Ringmaster. It's the new main event.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
For that introduction.
That was a real bow.
Look, the bell, it's real.
Yeah, that was played live. That's not a sound effect.
No, that's not my machine or anything. That's a real bow. That Jim bought off the internet, especially for the podcast.
It's just a metal bottle.
Yeah. It's not the Krampus bell.
Oh, no. Oh, sorry, I was meant to ring that.
Oh,
yeah.
mate, for God's sake, that's what I meant.
Right, sorry. No, it doesn't sound like that.
Do the Krampus bell. Go on, there it is. There's the real bell we wanted. Sorry, listeners. Not a glass bottle.
Metal,
sorry. Anyway.
Yeah, no, I forgot I was meant to do that. Okay. Well, now you've had two bells, so you're spoiled.
This is a very big special now. 2 bells.
Yeah. We're starting a new event on the main event. We're watching the Cruiserweight Classic from last year. I think it ran for a couple of months last year on the WWE Network. It was to start their new Cruiserweight division. They're bringing back a Cruiserweight title, and the winner of this tournament will be crowned the champion. And this is the first episode.
I've already got a guess. Who's gonna win?
Have you?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, go on. Who?
Right, hang on. Let's find the name.
I know who you're going to say. Kota Ibushi.
Yeah.
The guy from Japan.
He's incredible. Yeah. I won't do any spoilers or anything, but
no, don't.
Yeah, don't ruin it.
Like,
well, no, there's plenty to talk about with all this coming up, but I'll save all that stuff until the end.
This has got a lot more wrestlers than the
UK
it's a
bigger.
Championship
It was just planned to be a much longer thing.
It's global.
Yeah, it's very global. They in fact, it's not as global as they make it seem like. Most of the wrestlers are actually from America, but if they're right, it's always by way of Iran via Toronto, Canada. They're actually from Toronto, but their parents are from Iran or something. You know.
I get.
It's lots of that. But yeah, everyone's nationality is very played up. It's meant to be a global.
Yeah, well, probably their heritage, where they're from, there probably isn't a big wrestling scene.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, even the guy from Chile
he was
there in the first one. There's no real wrestling there, and Ho Ho Lun, who is from Hong Kong, there's no wrestling in China really. They're deliberately WWE's trying to break the Chinese market, which is why Ho Ho Lun is in it, and they've signed some other Chinese guys to come and train so that they've got some Chinese stars to break the market there. But there's really not much Chinese wrestling. Yeah, so this is first 3 matches of the first round. It was Alejandro Saiz versus Gran Metalik.
Oh yeah.
Arya Davari versus Ho Ho Lun, and Kota Ibushi versus Sean Maluta. I can't remember the order. Do you remember the order?
You're missing one, aren't you?
Am I?
There's one more, mate. Yeah, there's 4 matches.
Oh, it was the Cedric Alexander match, wasn't it? With Clément Petiot.
Right. Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
The first match was the Mexican guy.
Gran Metalik.
Alejandro Saiz.
And Alejandro Saiz. I really like Alejandro Saiz, even though he gets he's not known at all, and he got eliminated quite quickly. They do loads of cool stuff where Metalik goes for one of the little things that everyone always does in matches, where he jumps over and, do you know what I mean, when they're bouncing off the ropes.
Yeah.
And he'll do a handspring, but Saiz, instead of doing what everyone usually does, he'll stop running and run around and kick him or something, and break the little chain. Which I thought was really cool, because it's it's something that most people,
it's quite
most matches, it just goes through the little motions of that stuff.
Yeah,
and he kept breaking it up. I thought that was cool that he kind of
he's really animated
mixed it up a bit. Yeah, he's really good. I mean, he was clearly I think with all of them here, because it wasn't clear yet what was going to come of the Cruiserweight division and who was getting signed, because all these guys, I mean, I don't know obviously what was going on behind the scenes, but a lot of these guys weren't being signed to full-time deals or anything. It was just like, you're in the Cruiserweight Classic, and if you impress us here, maybe you'll get to go to...
Like a real competition.
Yeah, even obviously the outcome's determined, but in terms of putting on a show and like showing what you can do.
Is it?
Is it?
Oh.
No, it's real. So I think a lot of, especially like first round guys who are there to go out in the first round, were really trying to like show what they could do in the little bit of time they've got.
Yeah, yeah.
And I thought Size was great. We haven't seen him since actually in the WWE, which is a shame, but hopefully he'll get
Any
back.
others?
Any others? What?
Is he in any other?
Oh,
company?
I don't know. No, I haven't seen him at all. I mean, he might be. I don't know where he works around, but he's not in any of the like.
He's a graphic designer by
graphic
trade.
designer and web designer or something. Yeah.
That's your dream job, surely, Jim. Graphic designer, wrestling on the side.
We'll set that up. We'll get Adam Pacitti to set that up.
There
a couple of these guys
Charity
are probably
match.
about as tall as me, so I could be in the Cruiserweight
You could
division.
train. Yeah,
I'm probably about Ho
you
Ho
could
Lund's
train up.
size, I think.
Yeah, he was great.
You could,
Do you like him?
Yeah, I liked him. He was funny.
That's good. That's funny because a lot of he's not very experienced as a wrestler,
No, you could tell.
which you can tell, and a lot of fans kind of turned on him a little bit for that. But he seems so pleased to be there. In fact, he couldn't stop smiling.
Yeah. When he's getting pinned, he
gets pinned and he gets up and he's just got a grin on his face. He's just thrilled to be there.
He was nice.
Yeah,
nice guy.
he's stuck around since getting.
Oh,
Obviously,
cool.
he gets eliminated this round, and he's stuck around to have some other matches and stuff. I think
he
he's
wins.
at the Performance Center training. Oh yeah,
He wins.
he wins. Well, spoilers,
watch
he
it,
doesn't. He doesn't win overall, but I don't think anyone thought he was going to. Yeah, he does. He does win. Arya Davari, who he beats, is actually on the Cruiserweight division on Raw and on the Cruiserweight show now, so he's stuck around.
It was hard to watch at points actually because he was a lot better.
It's a bit. You
and
can
he's
see that
like size as well.
it's a bit clumsy and size is weird in wrestling because obviously in some senses it doesn't matter, and so you should be able to just have a match between two people regardless of size and it still be a good match. But then at the same time, sometimes you are watching going like, but one punch from this guy would, you know what I mean? It's kind of a weird thing.
that's what we were saying last time.
That's what it's like with
UK,
intergender matches as well, when you've got a woman who's like 5'4" against a big wrestler guy, and
the big show.
There's no reason they can't just have a great match together because it's a performance, and it, you can buy into it. But at the same time, like you go, but look at the size and strength difference between these two people. Like it. Yeah.
I think it was a combination of that and the Ho-Ho's inexperience, maybe.
Slight clumsiness and slight. He didn't look like he didn't like he meant it. Do you know what I mean? Because he was grinning all the time and he hadn't got all that stuff down, so he looked a bit. Yeah, I agree. And I thought the finish to that match was a bit anticlimactic. With the German suplex just didn't feel impactful enough to end the match. He does just German suplex and he gets
tries
like,
it. No, doesn't he? He gets slapped a bit, doesn't he? I think, and then he gets like angry, and then that's what.
And he does like a few kicks and then German suplexes him.
Yeah,
it just didn't feel. I don't know. It just didn't feel like a finisher. Like there's another guy in the tournament who uses the German suplex as a finisher, and when he does it, it feels like the end of the match.
Oh, that was.
Do you know what I mean?
Really good. I can't remember who it was, but.
What's this?
No, I remember the move.
Oh, what the Metalik driver are you talking about? What are we talking about?
The German suplex.
Well, the one I'm talking about hasn't been in the. Yeah, it's not been yet. But there might have been someone who did a German suplex. What other matches am I looking at? They're probably worse than German suplexes.
Should have written the notes.
I did have notes. Again, I lost my notes.
The Ghost has got rid of Jack's notes. Actually, it was Jack's own fault this time.
Next match.
Well, we've just sort of covered two there without covering the first one, haven't we? Metalik we didn't really talk about.
Oh yeah.
What did you think of him? Because I imagine that straight off the bat he's going to be a favourite from just all his spinning around on the ropes and dives and flips, all his antics.
Don't know. Wasn't.
No?
They're getting a bit
You think?
Well, after watching that match previously, before this Cruiserweight, the other one, the Japan, when it's just, preferred that,
a bit more intensity and.
It's getting a bit more. The flips now are good.
Well, the flips is one of those things that, like, when you first watch wrestling, are really dazzling, and then, like, quite quickly you get more invested in some other stuff that.
Yeah, like.
And he's obviously a Mexican wrestler, and the style he wrestles is the Mexican style, that's how their wrestling is. It's all flips and dives, and like usually no fewer than 4 people in a match. And do you know what I mean? It's a different. They're deliberately telling different kinds of stories and stuff, so it's not quite the same. So that's his style. But so you weren't that his acrobatics weren't dazzling enough to hold your attention.
Well, they were dazzling.
They were dazzling, but
sometimes it just feels a bit superficial with the flips. Like they're not actually.
Well, they don't
connected.
add to. Yeah, and they don't add to the impact necessarily, do they? Do you know what I mean? If you there's no difference between doing a moonsault and doing a corkscrew moonsault. It doesn't hurt the person more. It's just more flash.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's like slowly getting like desensitized to.
Yeah. It wears off. It wears off quite quickly when you. There are some guys like Ibushi who's in this, who does loads of the high flying stuff, who manages to integrate it into.
Yeah, but when he does it, it's like connects, and it's like there's an
yeah.
impact, and you believe that it's actually.
Metalik with the like Lucha Libre stuff generally, it also looks a bit too much like people are waiting around for things to happen. Do you know what I mean? Like they're standing there going, so he's going to do this flip, and then I've got to. Do you know what I mean? It's because it's that much. It relies that much more on everyone being in the right place, and the choreography of it ends up being a bit.
It might be a different match.
Go on, say whatever you want to say.
Well, there was that I can't remember what wrestler it was, but he was running and he did like a flip over the ropes. But he sort of
that's the Ibushi match. Yeah, with Sean Maluta. Yeah, that was terrifying.
We need to save that. I think that's the.
I'm definitely going to write down. So I can do it in order.
Graham Matalik's finisher, I love. He does the like fireman's carry into the driver thing, and he keeps the leg hooked. So it looks really like they really get driven into the mat. There's no like space for them to flatten out onto their back. It looks really like a driver. I love that. And he wins with that.
I thought he was going to do the spin.
Oh, what? Tyler?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Used to seeing that. But...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's like starting
new guys,
You got these new characters.
Yeah, it's all new guys. But this is good because you get little videos for everyone. So I'm glad. I think this is like a good way to introduce you to people, to have these little tournaments where everyone has an interview and a little video package and a backstory and stuff. The other match was Cedric Alexander versus Clement Petiot. Petrol. Clement Petrol. I don't have very much to say about this.
No.
Oh, they didn't shake hands.
Oh yeah, they didn't shake hands at the beginning.
Yeah. Petiot's playing it up. He won't shake hands.
I like the refs as well.
They ask him like, that you all understand the rules. You've been talked to backstage. I love all that stuff. Makes it feel like a bit more like a real.
One of the refs from the UK Championship.
Yeah.
Yeah, just little
Easter egg for you.
Bit Easter egg for me. I recognise the ref.
Cedric Alexander's quite well known. Like he wrestles at Ring of Honor, or did wrestle at Ring of Honor. Now he's on the main. He's on the Cruiserweight show. But he lost a lot of weight.
30 pounds.
Yeah.
Was it that guy?
To get into it. He used to be a little bit chubby, actually. Like he was a little bit sort of puffy looking.
Right.
And he was in Ring of Honor, but like he never really. I mean, he was good. He was good enough to be in Ring of Honor and be having matches there all the time and stuff. But he wasn't like no one really connected with him. Do you know what I mean? He was a bit kind of not really doing much. And then he came to this and he lost the weight and looks much better and like much more like he looks in better shape for losing the weight. Do you know what I mean? Like he moves better and all that kind of stuff. And this is the first time I thought he was like impressive. The first time I was really like, oh wow, Cedric Alexander's actually great. But I actually didn't really pay attention to this match on my second watch here, so it's been ages.
Can you just talk about the commentators as well? Just because I like the
Daniel Bryan. Guy.
He's a wrestler, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was like one of the most popular wrestlers of the last I don't know how many years, but he hurt his shoulder and then came back and got a concussion, and then like he had shoulder surgery and he was out for months. Yeah. He came back and got a concussion, and then in the testing for the concussions, it turned out like he'd had too many concussions and was now, you know, they wouldn't clear him, and he'd had some seizures and stuff that were kept secret because he wanted to keep wrestling.
So is he just a commentator?
So now, well, he's actually the general manager on SmackDown.
Like, what's there a wrestler called Taz?
Yep.
Yeah.
Who became a commentator?
Yeah. He went to TNA. Yeah.
So he's done a Taz.
I just remember the dream I had. But Bam Bam Bigelow was in my dream, who had a famous match with Taz in ECW. Like, he was a wrestler. He was a director somewhere. It was something.
Right.
Man, this is a weird dream. I can't remember. He was a director, and then I saw his phone. It said Bam Bam Bigelow on it, and I was like, "Wait a second, were you Bam Bam Bigelow?" And he was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Oh man, I used to watch you in ECW." It just came back to me then.
With your fist gun.
Yeah.
You get ready to wrestle him.
No, we hid his chair. That's what happened in the dream. I hid his chair in a different room.
Right.
Yeah, so Daniel Bryan had to retire, which was really, really sad. He's amazing, and just seems like such a nice guy as well. He's a vegan. He's like super environmentally conscious.
Wanted you to talk about him.
And Mauro Ranallo, who was he'd only been recently hired when the Cruiserweight Classic was on, and was like a big deal that he got hired because he's like just a really well liked commentator from sports and stuff. He does like MMA and. I don't know. He's commentated in New Japan, and he's like a huge wrestling fan, and everyone was excited because he was going to be a guy who because people are always critical of the WWE commentary because it's usually a bit more concerned with like talking over the match that's happening about the main event that's coming up later, or selling you something, you know, the WWE network or one of the sponsors or something.
Like someone's new album available on Spotify.
Yeah, exactly. And so everyone was excited because he was going to be a proper you know, wrestling commentator again. And he was for a while, but then he was getting bullied by JBL, who you remember. Oh man, you might remember from back in the day.
JD Sports.
You might remember. Do you remember the Acolytes, the APA?
Oh my god, I think I remember the t-shirts.
Yes. But Farouk and Bradshaw, he was Bradshaw.
Yeah, Bradshaw.
Yes, he was Bradshaw, and he was But then he was later JBL, John Bradshaw Layfield.
Okay, yeah.
And he was like he used to wear a cowboy hat, and he was like a rich guy. That was his gimmick. But and now he's a commentator and has been for a while. But he's a real backstage bully. Like he's been in trouble. No, well, Vince McMahon loves it. He thinks if you can't take it, then you shouldn't be in the company. That's it. That's their kind of like attitude.
Right. Okay, I bet he doesn't bully Vince, does he?
No, he sucks up to people above him. But he likes to bully people.
Bully the owner of the.
I don't know if you remember Joey Styles, who was a commentator in ECW and then went to WWE.
Mate, ain't gonna lie, mate. I don't know what ECW is.
It was the other company back in. You've watched some ECW at my house.
Yeah. Paid no
attention. You remember when we were watching that match and you said, "Wait, this is funny." We were watching that tables and ladders match, I think, with like Sabu and the Sandman, and you said, "Can you pick up those tables now and use them?" And we were like, "Huh?" And you went, "Oh, sorry, I thought we were playing a game."
We
were watching a video, and Liam for a second thought we were playing a video game, and was asking if you could pick up the stuff that had broken.
Yeah, things like that happen a lot.
It used to happen to him. Yeah, he got confused.
Did you have a controller?
Yeah, but not like that. No, it was a VHS. We sat watching a VHS.
No controller.
No controller in his hand.
Just to spare them, you know, just
he happened. Just said it. Yeah, it was very weird.
Because we were probably previously playing wrestling games anyway.
No controller. I can't get over that. That there's no controller.
I was young. It was. Jim just played with the dark.
No controller in his hand. Watching a VHS, which obviously looks like real life and not a video game anyway.
Was Max there?
Was there, yeah. And someone went through a table and then he was like, "Can you pick up those bits of table and use them now?" And we were like, "Huh?" And he's like, "Oh, sorry, I thought we were playing a game."
I swear previously we were playing a game.
Well, maybe, but maybe not. But
backyard wrestling or something.
So you stopped playing the game, put on a new.
I'm going to be honest.
What?
Honestly, I can't really remember much of it now.
Well, no, it was. I imagine even at the time you would have been like, I don't even know why. I don't know what just happened. I don't know why I thought that or said that.
This was years. Well, just a thing.
You know what Liam used to be like. He was always coming out with stuff, and you'd be like, "Huh?" And then he'd go, "Oh, don't worry about that."
I can't even think about
I know it was. Yeah, I remember it all the time. It was mad, very weird.
So you thought you were playing the game with no way of controlling what was going on?
Yeah, well, maybe I didn't think I was playing.
Oh, you thought you were watching people play a game. Oh, okay.
And only momentarily. It wasn't like he'd been sat there under the illusion we were playing a game for like the whole time of the match.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. That you thought that was happening the whole time.
No, I don't think so. I think he just had a momentary weird thing, and before he knew it, he'd spoke, and then it was already out there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anyway,
that's amazing.
Yeah, I think the fans will like to hear. I think fans like to hear Liam's weird things. Yeah, definitely.
I probably do. Yeah, I don't mind them. Them either.
Why not?
Liam's
what was I saying? My God! Well, Joey Styles. Joey Styles knocked out JBL.
Canadian,
that was Joey Styles was a little commentator, and JBL's a big ex-wrestler. And Joey, in real life, like he said something because he's always bullying people. He's a jerk, and Joey Styles knocked him out.
The guy that's commentating this.
No, that's Mauro Ranallo. He was a new guy, and he was getting bullied by JBL, and he's got bipolar depression. And he he recently was off sick with that, and then JBL was like still tweeting stuff about him, and they eventually fired him basically for having depression.
But now he's
so that's
been
the
fired.
WWE. Yes, not JBL, Mauro Ranallo.
Oh,
the
so
guy who's
after
commentating the Cruiserweight Classic.
After the Cruiserweight Classic, he's been fired.
Yeah, he was the commentator on SmackDown for like
that's
another
insane.
year or so after. Yeah. There should be a scandal about it, but it was like wrestling fans were up in arms about it all over Reddit and whatnot. But
they were.
Like,
this is old hat
wrong with this company and
everyone else. This is
people
know about it.
Yeah, no, we've never heard
but this is like, I mean, this is just what the WWE is like. It's crazy.
Awful.
Daniel Bryan, I'm just seeing a thing now as I've just gone on Reddit, is saying, state that nearly 14 billion years ago expansion started. Wait. Sorry if you heard that on the recording. There was a video playing. Daniel Bryan saying that as soon as his contract's up with WWE, he's going to go elsewhere and wrestle again, even though he's not medically clear to wrestle in WWE because he feels fine. There we go. That would be exciting.
Where's he going to go? What's it called?
Probably Ring of Honor or New Japan.
What's Adam Pachiti's?
WCPW.
Yeah, maybe go there.
I'm cocking up.
Anyway, what were we saying? So Mauro Ranallo is commentating on this.
Yeah, he's great.
I just wanted to say that he's now been fired and
for having
really bad for him
a medical.
But I think he's going to go to New Japan or something and commentate.
Yeah, exactly, for having depression.
Yeah, exactly. Like serious, and like
fire the
not
big
that it would be acceptable.
Hashtag fire JCB.
Hashtag Whit's Picks.
JCB.
Yeah, hashtag Whit's Picks.
Obviously it's unacceptable to fire anyone for having depression, but like bipolar depression in particular is like a really specific, medically diagnosed, like clear cut, like you've got bipolar depression.
And the way they fired him, such a big company, like it's not going to go unnoticed
because of bullying as well. I mean, they had to fire their old trainer in NXT because the head trainer at the Performance Center because he was like making people. He was just awful, like making people do things naked, making people do things until they injure themselves and stuff.
Man, it sounds awful.
It's apparently it's completely different there now because it's been taken over.
New Japan wrestling.
Oh no. Is that worse? Not worse, but it's a different culture over there. Like when you're one of the young guys who's being trained, it's pretty intense. And you have to wait on the wrestlers, like in your free time, you have to wait on the wrestlers and stuff.
Yeah, and that's the main thing.
Yeah. You have to clean their toilets, and they'll deliberately make a mess for you to clean up. And
in the toilet?
Man, wrestling sucks. Yeah, sounds horrible.
Wrestling's not an industry that I don't think people get into it because they love the atmosphere. They like being out in the ring, and then like they have to deal with all this crazy stuff that comes with it. From being like, in the 70s, everyone who was a wrestler was like basically an outlaw. Everyone was on drugs and driving around the road and like getting into all kinds of crazy stuff. Let's get Ibushi out of the way now because he's the guy that we want to. He's the star of this this episode, isn't he, Ibushi?
I mean, you knew he was going to win.
Yeah, I mean, the way they're talking him up, and if you know who Ibushi is, he's obviously not going to go out in the first round as well. But
it looked like he was going to. Yeah. But it's only a two.
What did you think of him? Impressed right off the bat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Those kicks.
Really good. The kicks, man.
They were devastating.
Yeah, the sound is just like, oh my god, that's
the first move in this match is a kick, and it literally knocks.
Yeah, and he gives the guy that
knocks his leg out.
Yeah, for 6. Yeah,
and he does that triangle moonsault thing. You know when he jumps
the top rope
over the ropes and manages to get his feet on the second turnbuckle and moonsault to the outside of the ring. Yeah, and Sean Maluta goes for a dive to the outside.
He gets caught up, doesn't he?
He gets caught up. He's doing a somersault over the top, but he manages to rotate before he's over the top rope. So his back lands on the top rope, and he kind of finishes the rotation. And luckily, manages to get his feet on the apron and roll off, and Ibushi catches him, so he's all right. But it was pretty scary.
He outclassed him straight away, I thought.
Well, Ibushi?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Sean Maluta is not... he's now training at the Performance Center and stuff, but again, he's quite inexperienced at this point, I think. And Ibushi was one of the... It's where all the WWE people train. It's like where all the NXT people, they live...
Like the power plant.
Yeah. They all live nearby, and they spend all their time at the Performance Center, and then NXT tapes nearby.
With Mr. Burns?
With Mr. Burns.
Little joke. Well, just shout
that's from WCW. He's remembering the Louis Theroux.
Yeah.
There you go. Thing with Sarge.
Yeah, Sarge.
Who won't admit wrestling's fake. No, I don't even... Oh, dear.
Yeah, anyway, so he's flipped it. He's
flipped it, he's reversed
it. He recovered it, luckily. Ibushi's amazing, and kicks him a load, does that big last ride, sit-out powerbomb.
Yeah, that looks, does look painful. I always think, would you be able to jump off the top rope?
I always think, how high is it?
I was thinking, I
think 7 foot guys, if they're not actually 7 foot, but high 6 foot.
I would struggle getting into the ring.
High 6 foot guys, they step over the top rope.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, and I was looking at a guy I was looking at Enzo Amore to get a better idea of it. You don't know who he is yet, but he's on Raw, and I was looking at how his tag team partner is 6'8", but they call him 7 foot. And Enzo is quite small. No, he's called Big Cass. But Enzo is quite small. And I was looking the top rope is up to Enzo's shoulders, and it's up to Big Cass's waist. It's crazy.
A real size ring, and so if Adam Pacitti could set that up,
that'd be great.
Well, when you at Progress, it looks quite high.
I don't think I'd be able to jump off the top rope.
And people springboard onto the top rope, so they've got to get their feet up there and crazy. It's one thing to dive over, do you know what I mean? Because you've only got to just get your feet over, but to actually jump up so that you can then stand on the top rope.
You think you could dive over?
I think I could dive through the middle rope. I mean,
I
wouldn't.
The bottom rope, easy.
Middle.
Bottom?
No, between the middle and the top. It'd be harder. That's a suicide dive. I mean, I couldn't do any of it, but I think I could jump high enough to get through the middle. I don't know. No idea. I'd love to stand in a ring and see how big it is, because I'm sure almost everything. If you've been in a ring, it must be even more impressive when you watch people do stuff, because you're I know that would be up to my neck, and they're just jumping up it or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Just for when I was watching it, because it's all about your height.
I think most of them are a little bit bigger than me. I'm quite small.
You might need a booster step to get up to the top.
But I know that Chris Jericho. You remember Chris Jericho?
Oh, well, yeah, Walls of Jericho.
Bozzy.
He's a little bit shorter than Simon Eustace.
He's got a big old podcast,
yeah, and he still wrestles. Well, he's just going on tour.
Who, Simon Eustace?
With his band. No.
Oh.
Jericho. Yeah, he's maybe an inch or something shorter than Simon Eustace, and you know how tall Simon Eustace is, which is not very tall, but not short. So I don't think a lot of them are really that big. Jericho's obviously a smaller guy, but I think
we're using the Simon Eustace scale to determine the
yeah. I think you wouldn't be short for a wrestler, Liam, if you were a wrestler. Yeah.
Really? Oh, I am. Mate.
You could be. There's wrestlers who started at your age. The Penny Pincher, weighing in at 999999999 pounds.
That's a t-shirt right there.
My finishing move could be the
break into a fiver.
Ebenezer good.
Yeah, Ebenezer good or don't break into a fiver.
Yeah.
Driver.
He's just done it. Yeah, don't break into a fiver driver.
Don't break into a fiver driver.
Oh man, this has got to be drawn, Jim.
You got to do that.
Yeah, well.
After the turtles.
Yeah, where are these turtles? The fans keep hearing us talking about this.
Right.
I will get to them.
What's in the way? What's stopping you getting there?
Yeah. You bashed out those cats.
The lemons.
Cats. Well, they're
the
easy.
elephants.
I was just drawing.
But we just want an easy drawing of us as the Teenage Mutant Ninja
You've done
Turtles.
the cat mug. That was easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got my little mannequin guy now. I can get a good pose for the turtles. It'll help me. I was struggling to get the pose right.
What's the pose you're going for?
Well, it's like you're Krang's body, and Liam is Krang in the belly.
Yeah.
And then I'm April O'Neil, and I'm up on your shoulder, like you're trying to carry me off.
So you're
and
standing.
I couldn't get. Yeah, you're standing. That's not the problem. That pose isn't the problem.
Right.
It's trying to get April O'Neil to look like she was struggling to get away, but then I also had to have her like facing forward so you'd see my face. It was just awkward. It just was difficult.
Okay.
Anyway,
got
my little toy now.
Doesn't play with them. Definitely not.
I do not play with them.
Do you still have your big old box of wrestlers and go around Martin Lloyd's house?
Yeah, I always pop round Lloydie's.
Who's
Barry?
Barry, wouldn't it?
Me, Barry, and
Bazza.
Martin playing with the wrestlers.
Yeah, just.
Should we give some thoughts on?
Yeah, first thoughts. Anyone stands out? Obviously, Ibushi stands out to you. We've established.
Yeah, Ibushi.
That was it for me.
He's your guy.
Can't really remember. What's the American guy called?
Cedric Alexander.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, is he still in it?
Yeah, he went through. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Good. But apart from that, I can't really remember.
Well, Grand Metalik, you remember he went through. He's the
Grandmaster Sexay. Yeah, Grandmaster Sexay, Rikishi, Scotty 2Hotty, Lita, Tom.
Who's Tom? I don't remember him as a wrestler.
Do you not remember Tom and the what were they called, Jim? Too Sexy?
Too Cool.
Too Cool, yeah. Grandmaster Sexay, Rikishi.
Sexay is so funny.
What's your
Sex.
And Tom.
Yeah,
Tom.
cool. So
Yeah,
Ibushi wins.
So
Ibushi is definitely the pick at this point from the first
us.
episode.
Not Jim.
I
Jim
know
knows.
who wins, so that's not
Cool.
Finn Balor.
Finn Balor. He comes in at the last minute
William Regal.
and wrestles Regal and Triple H.
Wolfie. Is there anyone with good accents in this?
Yes,
Jim?
Noam Dar. Got a Scottish accent coming up. Star Wars.
I was going to say, I don't want to do foreign proper.
You remember Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in it. He's coming up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so look forward to that. So, yeah, that's...
Is that the main? You've had your main. Now on to pudding.
That's the main event.
There it is.